Exercise accelerates the process and enhances results. Contrary to what some believe, you can lose fat without working out, but it's harder, slower, and you'll likely lose more muscle in the process. Resistance training is the game changer. Lifting weights tells your body, keep the muscle, burn the fat. It boosts your metabolism, improves insulin sensitivity, strengthens bones, and transforms your shape. 3 to 5 sessions a week, focusing on compound movements like squats, deadlifts, rows, presses, and lunges can yield massive results. Pair that with walking, lots of it. It's underrated, accessible, burns fat, and reduces stress. Sprinkle in some cardio or HIIT if you enjoy it, but don't let it be your only tool. Speaking of stress, it's one of fat loss's biggest saboteurs. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, a hormone that encourages fat storage, especially around the belly. It also increases cravings for high-calorie foods. Managing stress through mindfulness, deep breathing, journaling, or simply unplugging from social media for an hour a day can have a surprisingly positive effect on your body composition. Equally important is sleep. Consistently getting less than 7 hours per night disrupts hunger hormones, increases appetite, reduces insulin sensitivity, and impairs recovery from workouts. Prioritize sleep like you would a workout. A dark, cool room. No screens an hour before bed. A consistent bedtime. Small changes here make big differences. Despite all this, progress won't always be linear. You'll lose 2 pounds one week and none the next. You'll feel unstoppable one day and defeated the next. That's normal. The human body is dynamic. Water retention, inflammation, hormone fluctuations, and stress all affect the scale. That's why relying solely on weight to measure success is a mistake. Take progress photos. Measure your waist, hips, and chest. Track how your clothes fit, your energy, your sleep, your performance in the gym. These are all signs you're moving in the right direction, even if the scale is being stubborn. Consistency over intensity. That's what wins. Too many people go all in for 3 weeks, then burn out. The key is sustainability. If you can't see yourself doing it in 6 months, don't start it today. Build habits, not just routines. Instead of saying, "I'm on a diet," say, "I'm eating in a way that supports my goals." Instead of cutting out all your favorite foods, include them in moderation. Use the 80-20 rule. Eat nutrient-rich meals 80% of the time, and allow for enjoyment the other 20%. That slice of pizza or birthday cake isn't what ruins your progress. It's the guilt and binging that often follows strict restriction. Mindset is everything. Fat loss is more mental than physical. You're not just changing your body, you're reprogramming years of habits, thought patterns, and emotional coping mechanisms. Learn to separate hunger from habit. Find other ways to cope with boredom, sadness, stress. Replace late-night snacking with tea and journaling. Swap comfort food for comfort actions. And remember, you're not broken. Your body isn't the enemy. Fat is not a moral failure, it's biology. You can work with your body, not against it. And yes, there will be obstacles. Social pressure, work stress, holidays, injuries, plateaus. But every obstacle is also a test and a chance to reaffirm your commitment. When you're tired, do something small instead of nothing. When you overeat, forgive yourself and move on. When the scale goes up, zoom out and look at the trend. Fat loss is not about perfection. It's about never giving up. Some people ask about supplements, and while they can help, they are just that, supplemental. A protein shake can make hitting your daily intake easier. Creatine supports muscle and strength. Fish oil helps reduce inflammation. Caffeine or green tea extract can give you a slight metabolic edge. But no pill will replace discipline. If a supplement sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Once you've lost the fat, the journey isn't over. In fact, maintaining fat loss is often harder than achieving it. That's because many people revert to old habits the moment the scale hits a magic number. Instead, you need to shift your goal from fat loss to body maintenance. Slowly increase your calories in a controlled way. This is called reverse dieting. And continue your training. Stay active. keep tracking occasionally. Don't throw away the habits that got you there. Let them evolve into your lifestyle. One of the most empowering truths in fat loss is that it creates a ripple effect. As your energy improves, so does your productivity. As your confidence grows, so do your relationships. As you sleep better, think clearer, and move freer, your entire life starts to change. Killing fat isn't just about getting lean. It's about building a life that feels good from the inside out. You don't just look different. You become different. More disciplined. More intentional. More alive. This process isn't reserved for athletes or influencers. It's for busy parents, college students, executives, artists, and retirees. It's for anyone who's tired of being tired. Anyone who's ready to choose strength over struggle. You don't need fancy equipment, or a six-figure salary, or a personal chef. You just need the willingness to start and the patience to continue. Small daily decisions compound into massive transformations. When it feels slow, when it gets hard, when you're not sure it's working, remember why you started. Was it for health? Confidence? Longevity? That reason is your anchor. Revisit it often. Write it down. Say it out loud. Let it pull you forward when motivation fades. Fat loss is not about punishment. It's not about shame. It's about liberation from unhealthy cycles, from fatigue, from self-doubt. It's about reclaiming your power. The body you want isn't built in a week, but it is built with every walk, every workout, every healthy meal, and every act of self-respect. So yes, it's time. Time to kill some fat. Not out of hate, but out of love. Not for others, but for yourself. Not through shortcuts, but through strength. Day by day. Meal by meal. Rep by rep. You've got this. Not because it'll be easy, but because it's worth it. The best version of you is on the other side of discipline, effort, and belief. Step into that version. And don't look back. Time to kill some fat. It's a phrase that echoes through gyms, lives in the corners of New Year's resolutions, and shouts from the covers of fitness magazines. But beneath the buzz and bravado, it represents something far more personal, a decision to change. Not just to look different in the mirror, but to feel better, move easier, live longer, and regain control. Fat loss isn't just a cosmetic endeavor. It's a doorway to better health, improved mental clarity, and greater self-respect. Yet, despite the millions of people pursuing this goal every year, many are stuck spinning their wheels, confused by conflicting advice or exhausted by yo-yo diets. The truth? Fat loss isn't easy, but it's not mysterious either. It comes down to science, strategy, consistency, and mindset. At its core, fat is simply stored energy. When you consume more calories than your body needs, it stores the excess, often around your abdomen, hips, and thighs. This is a protective, ancient mechanism meant to help humans survive periods of scarcity. But in today's world, where high-calorie foods are abundant and movement is optional, the system backfires. We gain weight. Slowly. Sometimes rapidly. It becomes harder to breathe going upstairs. Knees ache. Clothes tighten. Sleep quality drops. Blood sugar and blood pressure rise. What was once a protective mechanism becomes a health hazard. And that's when we say enough. Time to kill some fat. The journey begins with the most fundamental principle: calories in versus calories out. If you consume more calories than your body burns, you will gain fat. If you burn more than you consume, you will lose it. It really is that simple, and yet not always that easy. The body is complex. Hormones, metabolism, sleep, stress, and habits all play crucial roles in how many calories we burn and how many we crave. Still, the principle stands. A consistent caloric deficit leads to fat loss. That's the truth that underpins every successful approach, whether it's keto, vegan, intermittent fasting, paleo, or calorie tracking. So, how do we create a deficit? First, we eat smarter. That doesn't mean starving. It means choosing foods that are high in nutrients and low in empty calories. Protein is key. It preserves muscle during weight loss, keeps you fuller longer, and has a higher thermic effect, meaning your body burns more calories digesting it. Chicken, eggs, fish, tofu, Greek yogurt, and legumes are powerful allies. Then come vegetables, fiber-rich, low in calories, and packed with vitamins. Add some healthy fats, nuts, seeds, avocado, olive oil, and complex carbohydrates like quinoa, oats, brown rice, and sweet potatoes. These foods not only support fat loss, but sustain energy, stabilize mood, and reduce cravings. Portion control matters. Even healthy foods can lead to weight gain if overeaten. Tracking what you eat, even temporarily, opens your eyes to hidden calories and teaches you how much your body actually needs. Apps can help, but even basic food journaling works wonders. Awareness breeds accountability.